Hello all, and welcome to my next video. A little bit of a break from the more nerdy stuff, going into more of the athletic stuff, I guess you could say again. Before we looked at the Mcfarlane Dan Marino, and this time we are going to go over my favorite basketball player and probably my favorite athlete overall. Well, I don't know if I could say that. It's probably between him and maybe Muhammad Ali. But like Muhammad Ali, don't get me wrong, in the grand scheme of things, vastly more important. But yeah, Patrick Ewing, New York Knicks center for so long, a stalwart. Uh, yeah, in the news recently because apparently the people at Madison Square Garden kept having to stop him because they didn't know who he was or for whatever reason, and then Patrick Ewing, rightfully so, said that that was his house, which 100% agree. So my favorite basketball team is the Knicks. I like that they're getting better. You know, we're kind of on the rise, but still a lot to be done, and it's been perpetually bad for so long. It's kind of hard to get your hopes up sometime. But one of the bright spots in the Knicks history, beyond like those early 70s teams, is Patrick Ewing, 80s and 90s, those Knicks teams. So I didn't know Mcfarlane made a Patrick Ewing. I knew they had made Dan Marino, and when my brother got me that, I had mentioned it to some friends, and they told me that there was a Patrick Ewing, and I was like, I have to find this. So went on eBay, found it, little expensive, but was willing to pay the price. And yeah, Patrick Ewing, Mcfarlane Hardwood Classics. Right here, if you can tell, All-Star Game Phoenix 2009. Jeez. Who we got here? Let's look at the back. On the back, it's got a little bio for Patrick Ewing, if you want to kind of look at that and read it. And then we got Larry Bird, Dr. J, Elgin Baylor, Spud Webb, George Gervin, the Iceman. George Gervin. Pretty cool. That's a good lineup. Larry Bird, obviously one of the greatest of all time, especially in that like 80s and 90s era where you kind of had like Jordan, Magic, and Bird. So there you go. Dr. J, another one of the greatest all time. Elgin Baylor, part of that 80s kind of Lakers dominance, kind of going back and forth, but like there you go. Spud Webb, I think everybody remembers his classic battles in the dunk contest with Dominic Wilkins. So awesome. And then you got the Iceman, George Gervin, one of the more underrated, just like clutch kind of automatic shooters of all time. So really cool. Cool line. And then Patrick Ewing, of course. So awesome lineup. It's a good lineup, in my opinion. The only one I'm getting out of this, though, is Patrick Ewing. I don't really buy a lot of sports stuff. So, you know, I have that Dan Marino and I have this Patrick Ewing. I can't really think of anything else I need or want out of any of these lines. So, yeah, let's just kind of get right into this and open him up. The box was already a little bit torn. I guess it got a little messed up in shipping, which was kind of sad, but that's all right. We got the base. I like it's kind of like an older looking basketball court. So that's pretty cool. Okay. There's the little thing that holds him up. Plugs into the base, then plugs into the bottom of his foot. Twist ties. But twist ties be damned, I have scissors. I think there's only this one. And there we go. Easy. So there we have it, our Patrick Ewing. I know some people would say like these aren't exactly action figures because they don't really move or anything, which is a fair point. So yeah. I think it's a pretty good likeness. It's not kind of like the Dan Marino. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think this line, based on what I could tell with like the Dr. J and the Larry Bird on the back of the box, Looks like it's better than a lot of the earlier Mcfarlane sport lines, like the early 2000s one. Um, there's a Magic Johnson one that just does not look like Magic Johnson at all. I think there's a Kobe Bryant one that's kind of like that too, from way back when. But you can tell like they got better by this point. I think it's a pretty good young Patrick Ewing likeness. I'm glad they went with the flat top, the high flat top. I mean, I think that's just classic. Obviously, number 33 got it on the shorts, the back Ewing. He's in a kind of going for a dunk. Or if you are really into like the Knicks and the Knicks and Patrick Ewing at the time, that kind of fake dunk he would do. He would go in for a dunk and then like kind of twist his hand into like a finger roll. Actually missed one of those when they were in the finals in '94 against the Rockets. So damn, but bad memory. Yeah, there's the peg on the bottom. He's got the old shoe. I can't tell if. I don't think this is the Ewing because like Patrick Ewing did have shoes. He still does. They still make them. They brought them back not too long ago. I think these are like the Adidas he wore, like in the late 80s or going into the 90s. I could be wrong on that. Because I know... Actually, yeah, they are. There you go. There's the symbol. I didn't even notice it. There's the Adidas symbol. So that's what these are. These are like the Adidas Ewing, before he had his own line. I know way back when he wore the Conductor, the Ewing Conductor. Or not the Ewing, the Adidas Conductor. And then he started wearing these other Adidas, and then eventually broke the Adidas Ewings, which I think were just like updated Conductors. And then he had his own shoe, the Ewing Athletics line. So yeah, I like it. Classic white home uniform. They have a blue variant. Didn't really want that one. I like the more classic white look. So yeah, let's see if we can get him kind of in here. Okay, so there's that. Plugs right in. Then he's got the peg right here on the bottom of the foot. I think it just goes in just like that. And there you go. Whoa! So my camera almost just completely loses it. Let's see if we can kind of turn this a little bit. There we go. Kind of get it more straightened out. Just straightening it out, kind of turning it a little bit there. Yeah, there you go. The Patrick Ewing. It's a little janky. Like, that was my biggest fear. I've never had one of, like, the jumping basketball Mcfarlanes. I mean, like, the only sport Mcfarlane I've ever had is at Dan Marino. And the pegs to get him into the turf were pretty bad. They were really hard. And even now, like, he's kind of, like, that Dan Marino I have is kind of only held in by one peg. The other peg never really went in. It kind of just balances out. It's not very noticeable or anything, but still, like, if you look up close, you can kind of tell. This is, like, I was more worried about this, like, not just because of the issues with the Dan Marino, but, like, how is it going to stay up here the whole time? I don't have to worry about it falling. And, yeah, you don't. This is, like, a real thick metal bar, and then the plastic on the end is really thick, and there's a little wobbliness, but, like, it's not coming down. Like, that's great. Like, I was more worried about this, but I think I can go ahead and say, like, it probably works better than plugging the Dan Marino down into the turf. So, yeah, like, kudos. I like this. I'm just kind of giving a full view here. I like it. It works really well. I like that. So yeah, that's the Mcfarlane Hardwood Classics Patrick Ewing. Is that what this line was called? Let's see. Patrick Ewing, Mcfarlane Toys, Mcfarlane Sports Picks, Hardwood Classics. Okay, maybe that's what it's called, Sports Picks. Oh, but yeah, either way, I like it. I like the old colors, that bright orange, white, and blue, kind of a royal blue, but still. The basketball, it's just in his hand. It's not. It doesn't come out or anything. It probably does if you pull it hard enough, but I'm not going to mess with that. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good likeness. I'm very impressed by the base here. I'm wondering if over time that will warp this like bar. If the weight will make it warp. It's bent at the end already, like to kind of support the figure going. So I get that aspect of the design, but I wonder if over time this will bend more. If it does, that's going to suck, but hopefully it doesn't, obviously. And it just kind of holds up, but that's going to be it for this one. I just wanted to open this. I was excited that it came in a couple of days ago, and really wanted to get it. Patrick Ewing is my favorite basketball player of all time, potentially my favorite athlete of all time. I love the Knicks. I love Patrick Ewing, so when I heard that Mcfarlane had made one, had to. I mean, they even got like his thick knee pads. So yeah, really cool. Really like it. And thank you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.